Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to start working with the chat, right? Um, so in this video we're going to create like the models and like basically the backend of the text channel. So I'm going to click on this one. We'll have our like the main chat of the channel. So let's start right away by creating a new app. Stop our server here. This app, so Django -admin star app. We're gonna call this app chat, right? Very simple. And let's go to our new app here. Let's go to models and let's start creating some models. First, let's import from Django.contrib.auth models. Let's import the user. And also let's import the test channel from test channels from our server models. And let's go to our server models and let's copy kind of like this. Let's copy this one. Just let's get a new function called user directory. This one will take an instance and the file name, right? This one will return user hyphen. Basically here we're gonna put the ID, and in here I'm gonna put basically the file, right? So format instance.user.id, and the last one basically the file name, just like that. And just put a comment here. This file will be uploaded to media, and then user, the ID, and then just kind of like that. Okay, so let's start right away. Let's create a new class. Let's call it message, right? Since from models.model. And the first field, let's put the user, right? Models, the foreign key, user. And then on delete, models that cascade. And then let's put a related name of some server message user. It's kind of like that, okay? And then we'll have a body test field. Let's put a mass length of 1500. This one I put blank true and no true, because we can send a message just a picture, right? Just put it that way. And then the date, models that date time field, and then auto now add true. Okay, and then the file file of file field, and then here upload to, and here we're going to pass our function that we just created. Here, oops. Here blank true and no, because we can send a message just the without like pictures and whatever, right? That'll be for the file file field upload, and here we pass the function. Now we need to pass to which channel that message was sent. So models, foreign key, and then here we pass test channel. I don't know why that thing was imported, but okay, test channels, and then here on delete models that cascade, and here related name will be message channel. And the last field I'm gonna put like is red, and here I just put a boolean field, and the default will be false. Okay, so just like that, we got our models. Now let's create a new file inside chat, and we're gonna call it serializers.py. And here from REST framework, let's import serializers. And from chat models, import message. And let's import the user too. Out the serializer, the user serializer that we created. Here, I'm gonna create a class chat serializer. Will stand from serializers model serializer. Very simple. Okay. So for the user field, we're gonna use the user serializer, and the read only set it to because we don't want to change that. And then here, when we add a class meta, the model will be message, and fields underscore all underscore all. Okay, perfect. We got our serializers. Now let's create a new file. Let's call it api.py. And in here, we're going to basically create our API, right? So let's go to server here. We're going to copy some stuff from here. First, we need to copy the response pagination. This one. Let's copy this one. Just copy the whole thing. Paste it here. Right? We need to copy the pagination, right? Okay, we got that. And also we need to create an API view. This basically will help us like let's just go to here, right? I'm gonna create a new class. This class will be called chat API list. And then here we're gonna basically add the API. And we need the permission. All of this is permission, the response, and the status. Let's just copy this whole thing. Paste it here. Pagination stuff. Okay, so we pass the API view here. Okay. Let's put permission classes is authenticated. Let's put it here. Oops. Just like that, it's authenticated. We got permissions. Okay. Let's copy our let's create a new function. And this one will basically get the call it get, oops, get object self. Okay, and this one's going to try to get our like channel object. So test channels dot objects that get. I haven't imported, so this thing like helped me to import it automatically. So yeah, let me just move this here. Okay. Get pk and accept test channel that does not exist, and then here we raise HTTP 404. We get that from here, and Django HTTP. Here, let's put Django stuff. Not very like, this is not a good way to explain this, right? Okay, so here we're gonna have our, we're going to create our get object, right? With the pagination in mind. So get self request, and we're gonna have a PK that will be for the channel ID. So I'll put in here none, format none, and in here let's get the channel. So channel will be self get object. We call our function here, and then we pass the PK that we're getting from our get. Okay, we pass our PK, that's our channel. We got the channel, right? So now let's get the messages, right? So messages will be message dot objects dot filter. We're gonna filter that by the channel. So channel will be channel, of course. We're gonna order that by, oops, underscore by minus date. Minus because we're in edit mode. Okay, so here let's put for pagination. So here we call the paginator. It will be response. We call our class that we just created here. We call it here response pagination. Right? Here, let's reduce this by 5. Response pagination. And then here's the results will be paginator. We call our paginator that paginate query paginate underscore query. And here we pass the messages, all the messages, right? And here request. This will paginate all our messages that we got here because we're gonna get lots of them. So let me see. Oh, we need to import a message from chat models message. Okay. Okay. Request. Okay, so now let's go down here. So we need to pass serializer. We need to pass this import from chat serializer. Let's import chat serializer. We need to pass those results to the chat serializer. Results, comma, many true, because we're going to receive many of them. Okay, many true. And here context, inside curly braces, we pass request. Oops, request. Okay, just like that. And now we can return paginator dot get underscore paginated underscore response. And then here we pass our serializer dot data. Okay, very simple. That's to get our, that will be the get, right? So now we need the post. So for the post, self, request, and we can just, we don't need to pass that. That's fine. Okay, so serializer, we can just serializer will be the chat serializer, and then here we just pass the data, right? Request data, and here we have a conditional just to validate that the serializer is valid. So serializer that is valid, and of course here we pass phrase exception true, right? Oops, phrase exception true if it's correct. So if this is correct, we're going to serializer that save, and remember that the user field is like read only, so we need to pass user will be request user. Okay, so here return response serializer dot data, and if not, so return response serializer dot errors, comma status will be something that we have, so let's just status, let's copy it. Oh, we have it. Status, oops, status dot http 400 bad request. Okay, save. That will be for to post. Now let's create a delete. Okay, and we're going to use the decorators. Like this one. So I'm gonna use the decorators. Let's copy these ones. So put it here. We're not going to use those. Okay. So here, let's use our API view. And this will be a delete method. And then here, let's use our permission classes. And then here we call permissions. Have it here, permissions, okay. Let's copy this one. That is authenticated. We need to make sure that the user is authenticated. Let's put a comma here. Okay, so now create a new function. Let's call it delete message API. It will take a request, also PK, and the server ID. So it's better to find that. First, we need to import. Let's import this channel, and let's also import server, because we want to do the like the conditional here, this conditional, because we don't want anyone to just delete messages, right? So we're getting the message ID. So here, if request method equals delete, right? And then here we get the server first. Let's get the server. So server.objects.get, and then here we get the equals server ID that we get here in as a parameter, and then here we add our condition that verifies that the user is part of the moderators or is the owner of the server. Okay. So if the user that's making the request is the moderator or owner, he can delete message.objects.get. Here, then we use our PK. We get the message ID, right? And we can just put dot delete. We delete that, and in here we put return response status equals status dot HTTP 202 accepted. Okay, that'll be our that response. Okay, so if not, let's have just copy this. Let's have 400 bad request. Okay, and if it's not a delete, just copy this one, same thing, bad request, just like that. Okay, we save that, and now let's we need to create a new file. Let's call it urls.py. So basically here we're just going to call our Django.urls import path. Here from chat API, let's import chat API list, and oops, I forgot the delete message API. So here URL patterns be equals to path, and then the URL will be chat get chat, and remember that we get the ID of the channel, so int pk, right? And then here we pass our chat list API dot, very important, as view. Okay, and let's just put a name of the URL here. I'm gonna put API get chats. Okay, comma. Same thing. We can just copy this one. This one will be for the post. Okay. So here, let's put send message. We don't need that. So send message API send message. That'll be for send message, and now for delete message. So for delete message, let's put delete MSG. Here we're gonna pass the message ID, and remember we're passing the server ID. So UUID goes as the type, and we're passing a server ID. Okay, just like that. And here we pass delete message. Okay, very much. And then here API delete message, or delete message. Okay, looks fine. Let's just save. Now let's add let's go to outfit, and then here we're going to add the let me see, to our Discord clone. Let's go to settings, and then let's go up here, and here we're gonna have our chat, right? With chat, comma, let's save. Now we can run the migrations. Here in our Django terminal, Python that manage the py make migrations. Create the model. Now let's migrate. Okay, migrations are done. Now we can server. Okay, let's close that. Now let's go to in our main URLs here. We need to add our chat URLs. Okay, so let's go here. Let's add path API because all we part of the API. So here we include. Let's copy this thing. Paste it here. So we include the chat URLs, basically chat URLs, and yeah, that's it. Let's save that. Let's see if it's not broken. Okay, it's not broken. Okay, so we created basically the backend just for the chat, and in the next video we'll just continue working with this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.